What's good, chat? Alright, we got this YNW Melly seeks to get out of jail. Had a double murder retrial. In my opinion, don't let him out. Do not let him out. Man, why they don't want us to play this? I don't know why. Well, I'm gonna refresh the game. Third time's a charm. Watch this.
At 5:30, rapper YNW Melly back in court today, asking a judge to grant him some bond.
Melly will be retried on charges he murdered his childhood best friend, then tried to make it look like a drive-by shooting. Local 10's Magdalene Louisin live in Fort Lauderdale with today's developments. Magdalene.
Louis and Christy, both sides presented their points on why he should or should not bond out. And right now, at this moment, this decision is really in the hands.
Now, if it's for him to go see his family, that's cool. But other than that, y'all need to have him on a 24-hour supervision.
At 5:30, rapper YNW Melly back in court today, asking a judge to grant him some bond.
Melly will be retried on charges he murdered his childhood best friend, then tried to make it look like a drive-by shooting. Local 10's Magdalene Louisin live in Fort Lauderdale with today's developments. Magdalene.
Louis and Christy, both sides presented their points on why he should or should not bond out. And right now, at this moment, this decision is really in the hands of a Broward County judge. Rapper YNW Melly, whose real name is Jamel Demons, defense team says he has been in jail long enough. The rapper has been in a Broward County jail since 2019. He's accused of murdering two of his friends. In a special bond hearing called an Arthur hearing, the defense team laid out a number of reasons why their client should be free while he waits for his retrial in 2027. His attorneys say there's a house in Broward County that the rapper can live in. They brought in a security expert to testify the home will have the cameras it needs to monitor all of his moves in the house.
Because you want complete visibility at all times, so you can make sure when you're involved that the court's order is being complied with, correct?
Yes, because I don't want to put myself in a situation where
Another point for the defense, they claim the rapper could have psychological breakdowns because he's alone in solitary confinement. The prosecution offered a different opinion, telling the judge YNW Melly has an open dorm to himself with a shower, TV, and a basketball court, and can also see a psychologist. Prosecutors even had a deputy read some letters the rapper wrote that says he loves it here.
They moved me to another jail. It's way better here. I get a whole unit to myself. I'm out all day, and I got a rec yard, personal indoor basketball court, all to myself. It's like a mansion. They treat you way better here.
His mom is in the hallway crying when she hears the testimony about how her child lives. And so I think to say that it's going to be no better when at least he is released so he can feel the tenderness, the hug of his mom.
And to give you more context on how long this has been going on, this rapper
In my opinion, let him out to see his family, but other than that, he needed 24-hour supervision, like they said.
went in when he was 19 years old. He will be turning 27 tomorrow. The judge weighing in both sides and will make a decision soon. He did not say, though, when that will be. We're live in Fort Lauderdale. I'm Magdala, Louisiana Local 10 News.
This detective did the most egregious thing that a detective can do. The most egregious thing, and that is request that another officer lie and get called out by a prosecutor. They didn't give Mr. Demons the ability to get his not guilty verdict. Because I'll say right now, that would have been a 30-minute not guilty verdict. It would have taken 25 minutes to choose a foreperson and 5 minutes to deliberate, and he's found not guilty in that case. So he was denied that opportunity to get his not guilty. But hey, if this case goes to trial, bring him on, because he's a liar. That is completely hypocrisy.
IW Melly appeared in court for a bond hearing. Melly's new lawyers put up a crazy fight in court today, and it really shows us how the next trial is going to go in January. His lawyer basically says, bring it on to the state. Like, it's wild. Hit subscribe, let's go.
Did your grandson ever get a passport to leave the United States?
No.
And so he has no driver's license and no passport, correct?
That is correct.
And you know that he has been in custody now for 7 years?
Yes.
I want to talk about the contact that you had with him since 2019, okay? Is that fair? Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay.
We've never seen Drew Findling in action, so it's a new lawyer, and he has a bunch of famous clients.
Were you able to, at first, keep in contact with him?
Yes.
What were the methods by which you kept in contact with him?
I would write him.
Okay. Did you have any physical meetings with him while he was in custody?
I only got a chance to visit him a few times, and then everything just came to a complete stop. No communication at all. Yes, we couldn't go visit him. He wasn't receiving any mail.
No telephone contact?
No phone contact. I recently wrote my grandson. Here's the card. Return to sender.
And you sent that to him at the jail?
Yes.
She's pissed.
Has it been difficult for you, at least, to not have physical, telephone, or even written correspondence contact with your grandson?
Yes, it broke my heart, not being able to communicate, not knowing where his mental mind is, just to hear his voice. Yes, it was very difficult.
Is it your understanding that if His Honor allows Mr. Demons a release pending his trial, that the other family members will support him throughout that period of time?
Yes.
Okay. Is it your understanding that the family members will do their best as loved ones to make sure that he honors the terms and conditions, whatever they may be, as set forth by His Honor?
Yes.
And based on the fact that I've had time to speak to you before, other than that, to your knowledge, Mr. Demons has never lived anywhere outside the state of Florida, correct?
Never.
No questions from the state, so obviously she's going to be a little emotional. It's her grandson. She's not accused of no crimes like Melly's mom or anything. That's just a grandmother. So this is a manager, I believe, for Melly, like through his management record label type shit.
And where are you physically located with 100K Management?
I reside in Queens, New York, and we work remote.
Okay.
Suddenly the microphone is off.
So we are the management company for artists and recording artists. We also have athletes and enter into production as well. But we pretty much assist in guiding the careers of our artists.
You never met Mr. Demons, correct?
No, sir.
Okay. And as general manager, even though you've never met him and he's been incarcerated for more than 7 years, he continues to be a client of 100K Management, correct?
Yes.
And so you've actually been managing his work, having never met him?
Yes.
Yeah.
They've probably never even talked before either, if you think about it.
Now, for the court's understanding, you're a management company. Does he have a label?
Yes, he does.
And who would that be?
300 Entertainment.
Okay. And is that a division of a major corporation?
Yes.
And who is that? Who is 300 a division of?
Atlantic Music Group.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that's a huge corporation?
Yes.
So yesterday on Spotify, Melly streamed 1.7 million streams on Spotify alone. Solo streams is just over 1 million streams on Spotify though. So that's like $3,000 or $4,000 a day, I think, in terms of what Spotify would pay.
Does the company own a home, and please don't talk about the address, in Broward County that they're prepared to let Mr. Demons stay in should he be released on bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And
Oh, so the house that he would stay in is like a house managed and financed by 100K Management, which makes sense.
Is there a recording studio built into the home that he could do work?
Yes.
Okay.
If he gets bond, you know for a fact he's going to be trying to make as many songs as possible. That's what anyone with a brain would do, right? Like, I'd try to make like hundreds of songs, bro. just so you can have albums for like the next 5 years.
Would he still be able to fulfill his work requirements if he's prohibited from using social media?
Yes, he would. Yeah.
No questions from the state again. Sounds like they're calling a correctional officer. This lawyer, her name's Carrie, and Drew are way better lawyers than what Melly has had.
So are you familiar with Janelle Demmons?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Demmons has been in the custody of Broward Sheriff's Office for over 7 years.
Yes.
How is he currently housed at Paul Ryan?
Paul Ryan right now, he's housed in a unit. Yeah. He's in a unit by himself. He would take a 30-cell unit with the emergency response team deputy that supervises him 24 hours a day.
And when you talk about an emergency response deputy, they're dressed how?
Usually more tactical attire now.
But they're able to otherwise see all his activities.
Yes.
And other than the deputy that is in the cell with him, are there any other deputies that come in and out of the cell?
Other supervisors that may come through on shift of around things of that nature.
Other than
Thanks for the zoom in shot of the handcuffs.
supervisors, any other deputies?
No, it's an emergency response team detail right now.
Okay. And because there's a lot of other deputies that work in the
Correct.
And what about other personnel? Any other personnel allowed in there?
Yeah, you have nurses, mental health professionals that can come in. There's requests for like any kind of religious.
I may say, I have 2 lawyers in my DMs on Twitter that think there actually is a chance he could get bond. They're defense lawyers, so they have a defense-sided mind a little bit, but they think the judge could do it.
I know when I come visit, there's no movement allowed in either tower while I'm there. Is that right?
Yes, when he's visiting, yes, the movement shut down.
I know there's a lot of you watching that aren't subscribed. Please hit subscribe.
So when Mr. Demmons sees a lawyer, the tower, both towers are basically shut down.
Anywhere that he may be going, yes.
They have to clear out everyone for Melly to see a lawyer. That's crazy.
He is not allowed within sight or sound of any inmate. Is that right?
Wow.
And that's kind of how the rule is. No sight and no sound.
Correct.
So he cannot hear another person speaking, right?
Other than people talking about.
Right. No other detainee or other person.
Correct.
That
No
nature.
other detainee.
He gets to go, is it on in the dorm?
Recreation yard is on premises at the dorm that he's in.
Okay, so he's not taken out of the dorm for that.
No.
And again, it's basically a basketball court.
Correct.
So he's able to play basketball with himself
Yes.
and nobody else.
Correct.
So he is not allowed recreation with any other inmate or any other person.
Correct.
And I assume the ERT officer doesn't play basketball
No.
with him.
So Melly be shooting hoops in jail just alone, probably.
Is he allowed to call anyone?
No.
And how long has that been since he's allowed to have phone contact with anybody on the outside world other than his lawyers?
I would hate to guess. It's been a while. I have no idea how long.
If the records reflect maybe 2021?
I'll agree with that. Yeah, I know that. I know that well.
And how about his ability to visit with family, his mom, his grandma, his great-grandma? Is he able to do any video visitation with friends or family?
No, this terms.
Okay, I know a lot of evidence points to Melly. I point that out a lot. A shit ton of evidence points to Melly. There's people in prison there's people in prison sentenced to murdering people. There's people in prison that have done heinous shit that get to talk to their family members. It's because they're terrified of him talking to witnesses. That's all this is. But at a certain point.
So the only people, other than people in uniform or working for BSO, that he's allowed to speak with, video visit with, have in-person contact with are his lawyers.
Correct.
Mr. Demmons able to see or hear anybody who's not in uniform.
No.
So he's brought by himself.
Correct.
He's kept in the back by himself.
Correct.
He is not allowed within to be able to hear anybody else speak, right?
That's the rule.
Or speak to anyone else.
Yes.
And is he serving a disciplinary sentence?
No.
There's certainly some disciplinary issues with regards to disrespect.
Yes. I know there's some in there.
Yeah. And I bet you have some other detainees who are disrespectful at times too.
Yes.
Officers. And Mr. Demmons has been in custody 7 years, more than 7 years with BSO.
Yes.
He's like, everyone else is disrespectful too, right? Why is the mic suddenly turned off?
So in 7 years, is there a set time as to how many times a cell is searched?
It's a minimum of once per shift.
Once per shift, so every day?
Every day.
Okay. So, my math is terrible. 7 years at 365 days a year are all the times, so that'd be 21, 100 something. Your math is no better than mine.
No.
Every day for more than 7 years, Mr. Demmons' cell has been searched.
Yes.
Okay.
Every day for 7 years. Is that video of the phone real? How did he have a phone? Dude, this makes me think that video is fake now.
There's never been a shank found, right?
Not that I know.
There's never been any kind of weaponry found.
Not that I know.
There's never been any drugs found.
Not that I know.
Okay.
There was a snitch that said Melly was selling laced paper or whatever that was being smuggled in from his lawyers. They never found it, I don't think.
And then I imagine you've had detainees that have physically attacked officers.
Yes.
Including like wrestling with them or, really attacking them.
Yes.
She's just going through everything he's never done. He's on his best behavior. He needs to be getting out on bond, all right?
Now, with Mr. Demmons, when he was in custody at age 19, he did get in a fight with some other inmates, right?
I believe so. I remember correctly. Okay.
Oh, that's why she pointed out young people make mistakes in there, because he did it when he was 19.
But since 2019, there has not been a single time that Mr. Demmons has been in a fight with other inmates, right?
Not that I recall, but that's what our shows.
And there's not a single time, while he has occasionally disobeyed orders and been disrespectful to staff, there's not a single time he's attacked any VSO officer, is there?
So, obviously not much bad behavior, apparently. I could have sworn the lawsuit, when they responded, they made him look like he was the devil. When Melly sued the jail, it was a list of like, I'm pretty sure hundreds of things he did wrong. So I'm a little confused right now. Look at the way the judge looking.
Yourself.
Correct.
Called kites?
Kites, yes. That's the slang term for this.
All right, and they're found routinely in these cell searches around all of your facilities, right?
Inmate aspects, it's not abnormal.
Okay. Have they ever been told they can't talk to any family or friend for 6 years?
No.
Have they ever been told they can't see any other person except a person in uniform?
No.
Or be locked in a cell with a person in uniform for years?
No.
Trying to point out some hypocrisy. All right, Alexandra Buckaloo, new state attorney on the case. She ain't playing no games.
Currently, he is housed in what's called an open door cell, correct?
Correct, open door.
Open door. So he has the entire dorm to himself.
Correct.
He is not locked in a tiny cell 24 hours a day with no one to talk to, correct?
Correct.
He has the ability to walk around, right?
Yes.
He has the ability to watch TV.
Yes.
All day if he'd like.
Yes. Outside of the normal lockdown time, too.
Sure. That any inmate could be subject to.
Correct.
He has a big open space alone. Kind of crazy, right? I feel like that's got to be expensive.
The ability to change the channel on demand, correct?
Yeah, we just uploaded that video, yeah.
Sure. Unlike other inmates who have to share a TV with other inmates in their pod, correct?
Correct.
And that TV is placed on one channel, and it's unlikely that they get to decide which channel they want because there's so many people there.
Yeah, generally just the majority rules in that scenario.
Okay. He has no shower restrictions, correct?
Correct.
He gets to play basketball, as you testified to, correct?
Correct.
He can work out on that basketball court how he sees fit, correct?
Correct.
He is allowed to have chaplain services if he's requested it.
Yes.
Has he requested it?
Not that I know of.
No chaplain services.
I think every day, correct?
Every shift.
Every shift. So how many shifts are in a day?
3.
So he sees 3 nurses a day.
Yes.
He also sees a psychologist or a doctor once a week.
Yes, mental health professional sometimes once a week.
And he is allowed in-person visits with his attorneys that are non-barrier, correct?
Correct.
He's also allowed in-person visits with his investigator on the case, correct?
Correct.
And those are non-barrier as well.
Yes.
He's also allowed video calls with his attorneys, correct?
Yes.
He also has unlimited access to seeing a nurse or psychologist or psychiatrist, correct, if needed.
If you did, yeah. Just as that.
He's also allowed to send unlimited amounts of postcards and letters to family and friends, correct?
Send and receive.
And receive. I was going to get to receive in a minute. But he's allowed to send out as many letters as he sees fit, correct?
Yes. Postcard, yeah.
And within the jail, there is a process of how those are sent, correct?
Yeah, there's rules surrounding it.
And are copies made sometimes of jail mail that is sent out by defendants or inmates, I should say?
We make copies.
Are copies kept by law enforcement, by BSO, or made if they violate potentially protocol?
Yeah, I mean, there's a specific reason to, yes.
And do you know that there were letters sent out by the defendant that were kept by BSO?
That were retained and copied, yes.
And have you seen some of those in the court?
Yes.
I was wondering what he wrote on these letters. His lawyers objected to the letters. It's hard to hear.
They moved me to another jail. It's way better here. I get a whole unit to myself. I'm out all day, and I got a rec yard, personal indoor basketball court, all to myself. It's like a mansion. They treat me way better here. Food is better. I don't have a cell. It's open day, and I watch TV all day. Just me and God.
Oh my God, dude. Conditions seem fine.
Oh, way better food. I got a whole unit to myself with a basketball court, TV all day, the same S word. This be like a mini mansion. I can walk around all day, and same S word. I wish in the box. Well, they call me mailman, so I call it a mailbox. Oh yeah, they moved me to a way better jail. I explained it in the letter.
So again, it's the pod to himself, dorm to himself, open cell, TV, all of that we've discussed.
Yes, and basically treated as a general population inmate in terms of the rights and privileges that he has while he's there.
And in addition to being able to send postcards whenever he wants, he can receive fan mail, correct?
Yes.
And he does in fact receive all his fan mail.
Correct, yeah.
And in order to receive mail, they have to just have the correct address to send it to, correct?
Correct.
So if mail doesn't arrive to the inmate, it could be because they didn't have the correct address.
Either the correct address or the mail, not postcard, or maybe something wrong with the postcards, manipulated, things like that. It has a certain standard it needs to meet. As long as it meets the standard, you'll get it. That was a timeline of events that kind of led up to why he's been under the restrictions he's under in terms of the way he's housed, which is not normal for family speaking any of our inmates. But it's pretty much a timeline of everything he's done while in our custody up until that point that led to where he was in terms of housing and restrictions. During his first 30 days, Demons was violating jail facility rules and regulations, and that began a continuous escalating pattern of behavior and conduct, which jeopardized the safety and security of DSO detention facilities. At that time, he was charged with additional criminal offenses of tampering with a witness in capital proceeding, conspiracy to commit tampering, solicitation to commit tampering, and a plan to direct criminal gang activities. That was between the dates of April 10, 2023 and July 22, 2023.
What occurred on March 13th of 2019?
March 13th, he was issued a disciplinary report for violations, conflicts of trust, unauthorized phone use, and unauthorized phone acts. It was discovered that he initiated communication with his co-defendant and recorded them via three-way call. And the jail security cameras verified that both inmates were present in their respective housing units, communicating on the phone at that time. And he was found guilty of all charges, received 30 days of confinement.
Hold on. A month after he was arrested in 2019, he was talking to Cortland in the jail, and Cortland was on the phone on the other end. It was a three-way call.
Three-way communication call. Those are not permitted within the jail, correct?
Correct.
And defendants, inmates are made aware of that, correct?
Correct.
Is that in the handbook they received?
Yes.
And that's especially not permitted when it comes to co-defendants, correct?
Correct.
And so in that particular violation, he received a 30-day sentence.
Correct.
And lost some privileges.
Yes.
At that point, he was not confined to, Paul Ryan.
Correct.
I'll loop March 17th, 18th, and 18th together. What were those violations for?
During cell inspection, he wasn't complying with staff directions.
Okay. What about March 29th of 2019?
He was violating regarding his phone restrictions, his privileges, restricted attorney calls only from March 29th to April 12th. And during that time frame, there were a total of 24 calls made from his unique PIN. But he was also having other people portray themselves as himself and call on his behalf. And at the time, he also had civilian put money onto another female's phone at that time, and he participated in violation by initiating the call with his unique PIN and having his voice verified before the calls could be placed.
So when you say having his voice verified before the call can be placed, what does that mean?
To get that voice recognition, to be able to use the voice recognition on the phone system, so he was able to basically verify, like, hey, this is me talking to them, allow other people to communicate that should now be communicating on a phone call.
April 4th of 2019, he received a 2-hour room restriction due to disorderly conduct.
Yes.
April 8th of 2019, he was just counseled, correct, for walking around the unit and talking to other inmates instead of returning to his cell, correct?
Yes.
And he also lied to staff?
Yes, he lied to staff and asked if he was on a video visitation. He confirmed the visit concluded. Later in the same shift, he again counseled for the same behavior. As the second video visitation concluded, he went to the phone, made phone calls instead of returning to his cell he was supposed to.
May 2nd of 2019, he was observed banging on the window or door, correct?
Correct.
May 7th of 2019, he was being loud and disruptive during lockdown, correct?
Correct.
May 10th of 2019, he was disrespectful towards staff and banging on the wall and window during head count, correct?
Correct.
And when a deputy addressed him, he responded, "I don't give a fuck, I'm out of this shit."
Correct.
May 11th of 2019, he also received another 2-hour room restriction for hiding in the shower and refusing to go back to his room during lockdown, correct?
Correct.
Hiding in the shower?
May 13th of 2019, he said some inappropriate comments to a female deputy as she
Bro was catcalling a female deputy.
June of 2019, he's counseled many times and put on 2-hour room restrictions for talking to other inmates when he's not supposed to, or being loud or disruptive and banging on doors, correct?
Correct.
Again, on June 24th, 2019, he was counseled for disrespect towards staff, including stating to a female deputy some other inappropriate words.
Correct.
June 30th, 2019, was he also placed on another 2-hour room restriction for lying to the deputy, stating that he had another video visitation during lockdown.
Correct.
July of 2019, again, counseled because he was kicking and banging his door, correct?
Yes.
Some other violations through July regarding horseplay and not returning to his room, correct?
Yes, and passing those, he should be passing under orders, under security orders.
Okay. He also was placed on another 2-hour room restriction on July 12th, 2019 for disrespecting staff by using obscene language, again, correct?
Yes.
July 15th, 2019, he was placed on a 2-hour room restriction for refusing to get up for school.
Yes.
July 18th, 2019, he, along with other inmates, refused to go to their cells in a timely manner, correct?
Correct.
And was he, on July 19th, 2019, which is now on the 3rd page, did he receive a DR?
Yes, for threatening another, refusing to obey an order.
Okay. And when you say threatening another, who was he threatening?
He was threatening the deputy.
So while you were questioned if he ever actually physically attacked the deputy, and you said no, he has in fact threatened deputies with violence.
Correct.
And for the record, on July 19, 2019, after being disrespectful and saying, "Fuck that shit, I ain't doing that shit," he then pushed the deputy's hand away and said, "Don't touch me, motherfucker, you don't know who I am. I'll have my people take care of you in the streets."
Correct.
He ain't getting bombed, bro.
And he received 20 days of disciplinary confinement during that time, correct?
Correct.
And also 10 days of probation?
Yes.
And he received a hearing that was talked about on direct examination, correct, where he can testify?
Correct.
And he said, "I'm a celebrity and I don't want inmates in my face," and asked if he could go to the 8th floor so he can not have inmates near him.
Correct.
That's basically him asking for PC, right?
I'm sorry, I just interjected. Are we going to read through each one, please? Allow it.
I'm going to read everything.
Sure, Judge.
Defense lawyer is mad they're reading all of these lists of everything he's done wrong.
Throughout 2019, the defendant had numerous violations that eventually led him to different confinements, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And despite the numerous 20-day, 30-day confinements, he still would violate, correct?
Yes, and the room restrictions, yes.
And Mr. Demons has been seen on video actually doing such as that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And You mentioned that you saw on video the defendant passing some of what we call kites under his door and or the wall doors of the jail, correct?
Correct.
And some of these kites have in fact been collected.
Correct.
Judge is letting everything in over objection.
He not only just violated rules and procedure of BSO, but he also presented as a security risk, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And there were numerous reasons why he was presenting as a security risk, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And in this particular kite, state 6, that he sent under his door or one of the walls, the portion I want to talk about is, I should get a burner number from my lawyer today. When I do, bam, don't ever call that bit without your PIN, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. So when you see burner number, does that indicate to BSO that there is a potential security risk there?
Absolutely.
Okay. And are inmates allowed to have cell phones?
No.
Okay. Have inmates been caught with cell phones before?
Yes.
Is that a security risk?
Absolutely.
Why is it a security risk?
They can facilitate either criminal behavior outside the facility when they have unrestricted phone access like that that's not monitored, or they can coordinate some sort of attack, some sort of potential escape plan, things of that nature, without us being able to get triggered to it because they're not using the phone system like they should be.
During the defendant's tenure that we've talked about with the jail here, there have actually been some deputies, technicians, and nurses who have been terminated for their assistance with the defendant in doing things he's not supposed to do, correct?
Correct.
Can you tell the judge some of those incidents?
Oh yeah, I think I remember this. A correctional officer got fired for helping Melu with something.
An incident where a deputy and a deputy and a tech that were providing the defendant some material, printed material they should not be providing him. That got them under investigation for giving him things they shouldn't be giving him. And if I recall correctly, the deputy, while under investigation, resigned, and the defense technician also got fired. Another instance was a nurse when he was in Paul Ryan the first time. A nurse ended up getting a note or passing a note to him, trying to get him to call her. So she was trying to start some sort of relationship. I don't know what exactly. That got her fired. And then more recently, we've had a active investigation where a staff member is under investigation for providing him with potential access to telecommunication devices.
Oh, so it's real. A correctional officer did help him get a phone recently. That's the FaceTime video.
That in a minute. So still sticking with the first time he was brought to Paul Ryan, right? He eventually was brought back to the main jail and put in one of those dorms we talked about where he's in a cell with other people around him, correct?
He's in his own unit, but there's a unit adjacent to him that has numerous inmates in there.
Sure. And again, was still talking through the walls to other inmates, correct?
Correct, under the door, the walls, etc.
And then, as you mentioned just now, most recently, there's been another incident that is now under investigation, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And were you made aware of a video that went viral of the defendant using a cell phone to FaceTime from his jail cell?
Yes.
And you've seen that video, correct?
Yes.
And what is it?
It's a video of a demon on a cell phone while another person is on a cell phone FaceTiming while they're at the basketball team at an NBA game.
Okay. And the video that you watched today was a clip of that particular video online, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that was of January of this year, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And this video that you watched this morning accurately depicts that video that went viral all over the internet back in January, correct?
Yes.
I knew that shit was real, bro. AI is not that good yet. Well, it is good, but I don't think I've ever been tricked by AI with video because you can just tell it's not there completely yet. It's like 98% there. Like old people get tricked all the time, but I can see when it's AI.
Are you familiar with AI?
Not so much. I know it exists.
Okay. Are you aware that AI has the ability to replicate people?
If you say so.
And there's been people who said, that's not me, that was AI, right? In fact, our president has said that.
I've heard of that happening. I mean, I don't know the technology well enough.
Okay, and in terms of this video, you have no way of knowing whether this was true or created by AI.
I'm not a video expert now.
Okay. Be different from the jury, but it's just so argue at the end.
Why can we never hear this judge? Put a mic in front of the judge, bro. I hate this room.
You've watched this video, and you testified earlier that he's only allowed video visitation with certain individuals, correct?
Correct, as attorneys.
And the woman that's on this video FaceTiming with the defendant in January of 2026 is not one of those individuals, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you mentioned an active investigation, but there are portions that are out there, correct?
Yes.
And isn't it true that the deputy assigned to Mr. Demons during that time was in fact arrested for bringing the defendant a cell phone?
Correct.
Well, that's overruled.
And once it was figured out that this deputy brought the defendant a cell phone, and you saw the video online, was a cell search done of the defendant's cell.
Yes.
And were numerous cell phone chargers found within his cell.
Yes.
So is it because of the defendant's behavior, thousands of violations that are within those documents that have been presented and are in evidence, that he has now been brought back to the Paul Ryan facility because of his own actions?
Correct, and put back under ERT watch as well as a result of that.
Okay.
Ooh. So they found chargers. So you're not going to have chargers in your cell if you're not charging a phone, right?
You talked about the issue of letting other people use his PIN. It costs money for a detainee to be able to call people, right?
Correct.
So if they don't have money, if they're poor, they're not able to call friends and family, right? Because they don't have a PIN. They can't afford it.
Correct. Well, they have a PIN, they just don't.
They don't have money
phone
on it.
call.
So using somebody else's PIN who does have some money on it, that way they can make a call. The issue about a deputy giving Mr. Demons papers that were not allowed, they're photographs of his girlfriend, right?
I couldn't remember exactly what they were, but okay.
Bro getting pictures of his girlfriend? We all know what he doing with them.
In all
Me personally, nigga, I got a picture of my girlfriend.
three of those exhibits, it's always termed as way better than where he was, right?
That's what it is.
So way better than where he was is being all by himself, sitting in a big cell now with one ERT officer and no contact with his friends, his family, anything, right?
Correct.
And that was way better when he got moved to Call Line than where he had been.
That's what he said, yes.
All right, that witness is excused. I don't think that went well for the defense because it really does show that he sent a letter saying he's like chilling in there pretty much. Like he got a big place to himself, like bragging about it. I did see people say that he could be just saying that to his family to like make them feel better, but I don't know. I feel like if he was really miserable in there, he'd be writing up a letter telling them he's miserable. Or I could be tripping.
Completed my undergraduate work, majoring in psychology, University of Virginia, graduating in 1991. I then went to medical school at Mercer University School of Medicine, graduating in 1993 with my MD. Then educationally went to residency training at Emory University School of Medicine in Atlanta, studying general psychiatry, finishing that in 2001.
Oh, so he's conditions of confinement, psychologist type shit.
Less social contact than we as humans expect on a regular basis, and the mental health impacts there, which would include depression, anxiety. It goes all the way up towards individuals having suicidal ideation from that social isolation, from the deprivation that can occur. Some individuals become psychotic, and at times it has become such an issue that the literature supports, that the United Nations calls it the Nelson Mandela rule over isolation that was passed in 2015. And then the American Psychiatric Association has come out with a position statement stating that individuals should not be in solitary confinement or social isolation for periods of over 15 consecutive days. Juveniles should not be subjected to that at really any point in time, according to that position statement. And again, it's just a position statement, but it is what the science supports. It is. So a lot of the research is based on, the research that I'm commenting on is research that's in peer-reviewed literature, generally accepted among the peers. Some of it has been poked at. There's obviously research on both sides of the equation. One of the things I've learned is in teaching at law school is attorneys seem to like bright lines and well definition. Maybe they don't. Medicine really hates bright lines. There's really nothing in medicine that seems to be just fixed because there are 8 billion different copies of DNA. From a mental health standpoint, when an individual is placed in isolation or has some sensory deprivation, that is, there are restrictions around their communication. We at our core as humans are social creatures. We don't like to not have contact with other humans. Even I'm an introvert, but even the most extreme introverts still like to have some human contact. To have very limits on contact, humans will go to lengths to try to have human contact, even if that's a violation of the rules. And that's our innate desire to do so. Be that written communication, oral communication, or visual communication with other human beings. That's part of who we are.
Putting a pretty good argument out with this psychiatrist.
What does that mean cumulative when it's preceded by, 6 years?
Yeah, I mean, again, it goes back to, I haven't heard somebody being that isolated for that length of time. It's where the general consensus among mental health practitioners within a correctional setting that there's a national organization that looks at correctional health. That they have their guidelines says no more than 15 consecutive days in isolation segregation. A prohibition of individuals with a no mental health condition being put in isolation or segregation. So even an additional 15 days could be, from a psychiatric standpoint, could be damaging.
All right, it was lunchtime. Coming back out for the last half of this hearing. Security guy that will monitor Melly for 24 hours a day, or his company will monitor him at least.
My daily operation is a former Marine sniper, and my other operation guy is Navy civilian and also law enforcement.
I'm having trouble understanding this guy.
Do you place who that person is professionally above doing the right thing, and that is complying with the laws of the state of Florida and the United States?
Clients are client, and I make sure myself and my team, nobody knows regulations or law. Our jobs protected with our clients, at the same time, we're not allowed to break the law.
So he just said basically they don't allow their clients to break the law in front of them.
Create no friendly relationship with the client.
My job is great, from doing what to do, and that's it.
Okay. Now, you did a full inspection of a certain home in Broward County, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Without saying the address of the home, can you give like the approximate size of the home and a physical description? You don't have to be too detailed for his honor.
Yes, it's a gated community with 24/7 security. They got 4 entrances and 4 exits. Each one they got one armed security guards, and then they got police going there pretty much every hour. Because the police station is literally like 2 blocks away from there.
If there is a court order that says if he does anything that is deemed to be inconsistent with this order, you'll report to any authority that his honor would require, whether it be the court, probation, even Madam Prosecutor, would you do as the court instructed?
Yes, sir. And myself, my team will be very careful about our reputation. So we don't, our team and ourselves, sorry, my team and myself, we care about our reputation. So we don't, like I said, we track clients, and regular clients. We don't give no privileges out here, and then we follow rules.
I believe, without getting specific, very recently you told the defense that you basically broke a contract with a very famous person because they wanted you, don't be too specific, to do something that you believed was not proper. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you, by doing so, you passed up on making a decent amount of money because you wanted to comply with the laws of the state of Georgia and the United States, correct?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, who's that in Georgia that tried to do something illegal and he was like, hell nah, ripped up that contract?
So that those were done because you want complete visibility at all times so you can make sure when you're involved that the court's order is being complied with, correct?
Yes, because I don't want to put myself in a situation where
Oh God, let's see what the state asked him.
How much would you be charging the defendant for 24/7 surveillance?
I was thinking at the time, the private only return company is about $60,000 for a day for 24/7.
You said $6,800
Yes, ma'am.
a day.
Yeah, 24/7, 20 hours.
6,800?
And were you hired, if the defendant is released, to have 24/7 surveillance?
Yes, that was the condition I thought.
Okay. And so $6,800 a day until he's potentially released if he's found not guilty, correct? With 24/7 surveillance, does that mean that someone such as yourself or someone on your team would be in the bedroom with him while he's sleeping?
We don't have cameras. Like I said, we speak the house. We don't have like dark in and out of the house. Also, the community is a gated community. So I present myself with the association out there, tell them I got a potential client coming up. If he does, we want to be outside, inside the house. So this to avoid situation people thinking was going to see a car outside their lives or a car outside apartment. So I was thinking to provide between 1 and 2 doors. Keep it that way, you can see the whole house straight here.
What about the bathroom?
The only way I can see the bedroom is when they close it, when the curtain is. But when the curtain is open, if we feel something's weird, we already tell them, we go inside to figure out what's going on.
So that's what I'm asking. You're not going to be placing cameras within the bedrooms themselves?
I was thinking, no, at least a court requirement, because I don't want to see somebody privacy, you know, and the bathroom can be himself, sleeping naked, who knows. So it's a private area, but if you guys require it, we do it. There's no problem with that. That's why we need to follow whatever the court is saying.
Yeah, you can be clapping cheeks in there. All right, I believe this is like closing arguments.
There have been change of circumstances, which I'll outline for the court, we believe, over the course of the last, let's say, approximately 1 year. And I would say it's somewhat ironic. We've heard testimony about our client going into custody in 2019 at 19 years old. The irony is that tomorrow, this young man turns 27 years old, and he's been in custody since 19 without ever having been found guilty of a single offense, with one indictment having already been voluntarily non-processed by the state. And it's worth noting that not only was it affirmed, but no good faith exception even applied. And the gist of that affirmative finding and the underlying motion to suppress goes to the credibility of Detective Moretti. And we spent a lot of time studying this trial and studying the transcripts. And of course, we've had the unique opportunity to see YouTubes of a trial. That's a rarity. And it's fair to say that two things take place. One, as was discussed earlier today, so much of this case was about a hearsay statement by Cortland Henry. But this case was navigated by the field general, that being Detective Moretti. Detective Moretti, who was the subject of the affidavit, was found to, his credibility was called into question in the granting of the motion to suppress and ultimately the Court of Appeals position.
The state appealed that evidence that the judge ruled and limited the window of scope of time frame of all the evidence, the Snapchat, email, all that. In that appellate court, all the judges were shocked at how overbroad the search warrants were, basically saying that Detective Moretti fucked up.
But in light of his credibility into being called into question, we are strongly arguing that the court think about the chiseling away of his credibility, the chiseling away of his believability, not to his investigation itself, but just to the issue of credibility, because as the court is well aware, credibility and even impeachment are what generate, through instructions to a jury, etc., what generate reasonable doubt. But for your purposes, what chisel away at proof evident, presumption great. And stepping in and looking at this, I think it's essential, and we think it's essential, that the court look again at the issue that involved the July 27th, 2023 interview of Michelle Boutros regarding a statement that took place October 12th, 2022. Understanding that the defense team that tried that case, the transcript as reflected that Your Honor reviewed, did not have the benefit of that knowledge. We have studied the examination of particularly Mr. Adelstein,